Hey y'all, AKC here, and today I'm back with another review. And today we're reviewing Modest Mouse, the Lonesome Crowded West. And I feel Modest Mouse is, so kind of be happy to tell you, they are a Washington, yeah, like West Coast, North Coast actually, indie rock band, who's often known for this album and for being like one of the most forward people in forward bands in Midwest emo and post hardcore. So they're very loved. This is a very critically acclaimed album, and I've already listened to this, and I want to re-listen to it and review it because I actually really like this album. So let's just get right into it with the song "Teeth Like God's Shoeshine." The opener. Now, this opener is literally incredible. It starts off with this very quiet but noticeable guitar string, and it just bursts out into a bunch of sounds and everything. And automatically, there are some themes about, isolation, alienation, being by yourselves, paranoia. There's a lot of themes about just the world and everything. With the first few lines, from the top of the ocean, yeah, from the bottom of the sky, I can't help but I feel claustrophobic. He feels claustrophobic by the world and everything, and it really shows. It's very in your face. It's up forward. It's a very good opener. It sounds epic as heck. The guitar just sounds. They go crazy. They go insane. I also love how it switches and changes into like a different song, but it still keeps the same themes and everything. It's a very, very, very good opener. Definitely one of my favorite songs I've ever listened to this year. Just in general too. Then we go to Heart Cook's Brain, and this one is a little bit of a slower track. You gotta slow it down after a crazy, wild opener. And Heart Cook's Brain kind of just talks about going through life, not knowing what to do and everything, and saying this heart cooks his brain. And what he means by that is that, his heart more decides what he does than his brain. Therefore, heart cooks brain. His heart is the grill, and his brain is the meat or the burger, or his heart is the cliff and his brain is the bitter buffalo. Then we go to Convenient Parking. This one talks about, in a way, kind of like colonization. And what I mean by that is the way how they're talking about how, I would say how companies and and all that they spread. It's kind of they spread cement and everything. What I mean by that though is, for example, when he says inconvenient parking, he says, you stay there and you wait to bleed out. You stand there conveniently and wait to bleed out into other cities. Basically, you're going to bleed out your company into other cities and taking over other corporations and all that, and basically taking over the world commercially, and just spreading out and everything, basically kind of like poisoning the world in a way. And I really like it. It's very repetitive, but it hits hard. I like how it has these subtle kind of changes throughout the song and everything. It's a really fun song, and once you know the meaning, you're like, whoa, wow. Then we go to Lounge, and Lounge is kind of like a wrap up of both Heart Cook's Brain and Convenient Parking. I feel like it talks about this woman who finds this photographer who's actually a porn photographer, but she thinks he's a photographer, but everybody else knows that he's not that. He's just lying. And it kind of just talks about how people try to put up a front than what they actually are. And again, this is a really long track. This is 7 minutes, but I like how they go through it, how they go through the track and how it progresses. They progress it very well. I also love the really epic, crazy part in the middle where they go like, which actually that kind of a really weird melody kind of appears up on another song called Cowboy, but we'll get to that one. It's just like a very good song. Highly recommend it. And then we go to Jesus Christ Was an Only Child. This one is kind of like an interlude track. They'll start to do this. They'll do 4 or 3 tracks Then they'll do a little interlude 2-minute track, and this one is kind of cool. It's a little nice, groovy, kind of freak folk. I've never heard of that. Never listened to it. Genre, never really heard of it. But it's like a freak folk, and yep, it is pretty freaky. I like how, groovy it is. It's just a really chill track that's gonna come up on Doing the Cockroach, and Doing the Cockroach is about basically just surviving, in the city and everything, which is again a really common theme in here. City, civilization, being alone is a very also common theme, and Doing a Cockroach is about that. When he says, "I've been in heaven, I've been in hell, believe in neither, but fear them as well." Basically saying that he's been on both sides of the spectrum. He's been on the good side of life, the world, and the bad side. Don't believe in either. None of them are real, but you should also fear them because they are in fact actually real. And also I really love again the pacing. There's a lot of good pacing in the songs. I think the pacing is good in the album, but in terms of the songs individually, Cowboy is a very good. Doing the Cockroach is a very good example because it goes to the song very well. It kind of I like how it starts. It kind of like it is an intro to this part of the album. And then we go into Cowboy Dan, which is a very interesting track. So the first part of the song has like these really weird I want to say tambourine. I don't want to say tambourine. I'm gonna say just like jingling sound with like this very weird dun 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 dun. It sounds really good. It sounds kind of menacing, but also gives like a mood, like a southern type of mood, like a midwestern, Midwest emo, midwestern type of mood. And it's just like a really good track talking about this guy who is, who wants to be alone in the West on his own in the country, but something happens and the city comes, his whole land and everything is torn down and it's replaced by the city, and he wants to get out and he's really sad about it. It's a kind of a heartbreaking song. It's really just a dude who wants to live on his own, but the frequent, expansion of commercialization and all that is really keeping him from doing that. Plus instrumentally it's just very good too. The bass on here on Doing the Cockroach, Lounge, Convenient Parking, all of it is really good. I forgot to mention the bass on this album is really good, and it's just a really really good song. Definitely again I can contender for one of my favorite songs of 2022 that I've listened to in 2022. Then go to Trailer Trash, and this one kind of just talks more a little about I would say about just being trailer trash, not having the class of I guess people outside not living in trailers and all that. And also just talking about multiple of themes, comparing your struggles with other people or divorce, it's just a lot. It's just a very good track. I also love the part at the end where they kind of just riff. It's kind of like that part where they say I'm sorry if I've dissed you. I feel like the instrumental part kind of feels like that sorry, like closure. It feels like closure, and I really like the track for that. Let me go to Out of Gas. This one's kind of just like honestly a whatever track for me. It's good. It's cool. It's definitely an interlude track. Let me go to Long Distance, Drunk, and man. I like this. There's a weird history with this track for me because I think the reason why I think I liked it so much is because it was one of the first tracks I actually listened to, or off the album when I was not listening to the album, and it's just a really chill track about long distance drunk. How the moods of a drunk person just swinging left and right. Like, hey, are you quitting? Are you not? Why are you doing this? Why are you making this confusing for everybody? It's a really really good track. It's really chill. Highly recommend. Let me go to Shit Luck. And this one's kind of a funny track because I just love the lyrics. This plane is totally crashing. This building is totally burning down. Basically just saying that, his environment around him, a relationship, whatever, his mental state, his heart, everything about him is not working out. But they do it in kind of a comedic way. And I like how the instruments sound really wacky and crazy and in your face. This is a very in your face album. Then we go to Trucker's Atlas, and honestly, this is the 10-minute track. But honestly, I'm just not vibing with it. I'm not really vibing with it. I don't have a problem with long songs, but I'm not vibing with it. It's just, I think I like the first part, but then the second part they kind of just go, and it's not in the way that you might think it is, like where like they're popping off it or whatever. But no, it's not like doing a Cockroach or something like that, or Trailer Trash. It's just, we go to polar opposites, and I actually really like this one. I like how it starts, I like how it ends, and I like how the lyrics about saying, about polar opposites, how they don't, actually go away. They actually attract each other, which is very interesting, and it's a very interesting thing. Then we go to bankrupt on selling. Honestly, I'll say bankrupt on selling and styrofoam boots. It's all on ice slash. It's all on ice. All right, are kind of in the same boat for me. I think they're again all right. Honestly, I feel like it would have been better if it just stopped on polar opposites. I would have been okay with that actually, but it's not like the last two tracks don't like ruin the album or whatever. But yeah, I would say the album cover fits the album, and yeah, I really love this album. It's really freaking good. I would say I'll give this an 8.5. Yeah, I know it's shocking since this video is so long. But I kind of just wanted to rant about one of my favorite albums that I've listened to from this year. I might do this again since I'm kind of struggling with listening to another album. And I just wanted to give you guys a review. I just wanted to review this. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. Like I said, strong 8.5. Highly recommend this album. This album is really good. But yeah, see ya.